Hi Pisces, this is your reading for the week of November 3rd, or when you hear it, it resonates, and this might be Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, or just a lot of Pisces in your chart. The image that I'm seeing with you is really fascinating, and I want to explore it because what I'm seeing is, tissue paper, or the kind of paper that in the old days we used to write airmail letters on. It's very, very thin. I think it's called onion skin. And you can sort of see through it, but you can't necessarily make out exactly what it is. So what I see is you writing phrases or sentences on pieces of this onion skin paper and then gluing it down onto a cardboard, layer over layer over layer. And it's almost like you're creating a collage that has many layers to it, but a lot of it is written. It's not like it's painted. It's just phrases that are written and kind of molded into this overall picture. But now what I see you doing, Pisces, is I see you in the lower right hand corner of this cardboard that's covered in these layers of phrases that are only partially visible. So you can't really read the words, but the words are creating an energy off this page or off this cardboard. What I see you now is I see you peeling apart a corner of paper and just peeling it up so that you can actually read what's underneath that. You can see it really clearly. And then you're digging and you're digging and you're digging. And as you dig, you get to the bottom and it's like you open a door into another world. It's really quite an image. So Pisces, what I'm getting with this for you is that you have probably been triggered into some old things that are causing you to look at your past in a way where you are understanding a lot of the energy that was foundational for you in terms of how you grew, what you experienced, and the energy that supported life destructive or life enhancing behaviors, whatever they were. And of course, it doesn't just come from family, it comes from all sorts of different experiences, including karmic experiences that you might or might not be aware of, but past life experiences that you may or may not have been aware of that you've carried with you. What I feel is that for some of you, you are really looking deeply at some of the energy that has perhaps caused you to feel sometimes a little bit hopeless in terms of your relationships, in terms of love, in terms of feeling. It's more than that. It's more like a feeling of belonging, a feeling of a place where you really are well within yourself at a really deeply profound level, where you are no longer apologizing for the mistakes that you've made, that you think you've made, that people have told you you've made. You're not apologizing for who you are anymore. And this is part of the looking back and the going over things. It's really you understanding. That's interesting because the words that I'm hearing is understanding your human journey so that you can understand your spiritual journey that has been moving right alongside with it. That's important, okay? That phrase right there I just said, whatever it was, it's gone now, but I know it was important. You're being asked to give up any loyalty that you have to pain. And this makes the full moon's coming and she knows it. Yes, you're being asked to give up any loyalty to pain, okay? We often see the idea of struggle as being honored, give until it hurts, and all of the associated stuff, no pain, no gain, all of that. And here comes the cat. And what Spirit is really asking you to do is to understand that pain in and of itself, for the sake of pain, is not valuable. There's no point to it. It's not that it's not valuable. Anything can be used in a valuable way. But what this is being really at it tonight. This is reminding you that you don't have to create through pain. You don't have to love through pain. Pain itself, in and of itself, it's not virtuous to suffer in pain if you are able to get out of it. So it's really saying to you, those of you who are looking below the surface, those of you, what on earth is that?
There's a murder
I
happening
don't know
tonight.
what that is.
It's a scary thought.
Well, that was interesting. She clicked my computer on. I'll get serious again now, Pisces. It feels to me as though a lot of you now are looking deep below the layers to understand where your pain is attached, what attitudes, what emotions, what energies are linked to some belief that you have that pain is either expected, that it's all right, that it's good, that it's noble. And that's part of what you're being asked to look at, because the reality is you do have this board. You do have the ability to turn this thing that has layers and layers of words and meanings on it that are all below the surface. You have the ability to rip any of that off and change any of it that you want and build it up in this area and rip it down in that area. This is your creation and you have the ability to do this. Okay? Whatever you decide to look at or pull under, it does, in this vision that I am having, it does take you into a whole new world. This surface that I'm looking at, that you've been writing on and putting pieces of paper over and over and over and over, it's just white with words on it, and the words aren't even clear. When you peel those words off till you get to the very bottom and go through that cardboard, you are in a world of color and beauty and ease and excitement. And does it sound too good to be true? Of course it does, because you haven't experienced that. You've had moments where it looked like a possibility. You've had moments of delight, but you have not necessarily, for many of you, stayed in touch with a deeper intuition about where you're coming from or why you're choosing what you choose, why you have chosen what you chose. So now you're being asked, Pisces, to realize that the power of choice is so inherently a part of what our spiritual growth is about. Making choices and learning from them and understanding ourselves from them. And please, Pisces, you're really being told here, this is not something to apologize for. However you've lived your life, whatever you've done, you've learned through it, you've grown through it, and you still have the potential to. That is where you learn to live in faith instead of fear, okay? This is you being able to understand where all that heavy, if we look at the concept that you're either coming from love or from fear, whatever those fear energies were that caused you to make choices that you may now regret, let it go. Fear, it's the polarity to love that we are all living in one way or another. Every single one of us on this planet, because it's about survival. And some people are still concerned strictly about survival of their physical bodies, and other people are understanding it's not about survival of physical bodies, it's about survival of our souls, our spirits, that this life is about more than just our physical bodies, right? And you've got the creativity card also, Pisces, which is absolutely beautiful for you because you are some of the most artistic people that I've seen. What you're being told here is that everyone has creativity. If you're doubting yours, get over it. Move beyond the fear. Make choices about how you want to move forward. Look at any old words, phrases, beliefs that you have carried with you, that have been bestowed upon you. There's that card again. Remorse and guilt, sorry, not sorry. Get rid of that. Understand that you are creatively moving forward and that you can create out of whatever energy you want to create from. You're being asked to check out where your creativity may have been hindered because of old fear stories. And when I say fear stories, remember love or fear. So under the fear, you can get anger, you can get criticism, you can get shaming, you can get guilt, you can get all those things. But you're being told, no, that's not where you need to go. That if you're peeling apart layers and layers of words, that's what you're getting to, is that truth. Okay? I leave you with this, Pisces. This actually is a nice turnaround, I see, for you, because I feel as though for many of you, you've been really challenged lately with history, with the past coming up, with things that have perhaps really lowered your energy in a way where you might feel like you've had kind of the wind kicked out of you. And Spirit is very much here telling you, you are now in this state where you are understanding and able to. For many of you, you've already understood the kind of advanced concept of forgiveness. You know that we're all here to learn and grow, and we will make mistakes, and we will hurt people in the process of it, and we will be hurt. That you are learning to understand that level as opposed to just kind of letting it be okay that somebody did something you don't like, but then putting your guard up against them, right? That's the difference. So I feel, Pisces, for you that this is really a step forward in terms of releasing yourself from old pain and from the need to create as healing. Not that that's a bad thing, but that you are now moving into a place where you are uncovering anything that prevented you from being able to create out of joy. Okay? Take care, Pisces. Thanks for stopping by.